Hi all, welcome aboard. Let's get started for the class today. This is a special class which I've designed for smart juniors. So in this series, which I'll be conducting on 7th, 14th, 21st and 28th, we will be going through some fun stuff on Python programming. The course is meant for the beginners who can actually make the utilization of the Java for the Python programming and learn how the programming works. Yeah. So let's get started then. Okay. So first question is, why do we need to learn coding? What purpose it solves? I mean, is coding really required, or are we good enough for without the coding work? So why coding? The coding is used to solve small to complex problems. So it could be like a small calculation which you want to do, maybe like 2 into 3. What is 2 into 3? And maybe some complex calculation which is used in data science or robotics, and so coding can help us in achieving those sort of boundaries. Coding is used to transform human ideas to language which customers can understand, and then they can actually solve our purpose. Okay, so the main concept of coding is input and output, right? Like for example, if I'll give you a layman example. So if you want to start a scooter, what you would do is you will key in the key and then hit your start key, and then the car will start. Yeah. So what is the input? Your start action is the input for starting a car. Correct. The same way, coding is required. I mean, for getting the functions out of a machine, right? So examples of input and output are like, for example, you might have seen a lot of mobiles now are with swipe, right? So with just a swipe, you can control your functions or things on your mobile. By click of a touch, you can close an application or open an application. So what is the input out here? The input is your touch, and the output is the function that the mobile does in the backend, right? The next example could be pressing a button on your remote, right? When you press a button on your remote, be it starting your TV or increasing the volume or changing the channel on your TV or running opening any application. So input can be your remote, and a television will do is your output. Third examples could be machines or robots that operate in a specific way, right? So for example, if you want to instruct a robot to get a tea for you, right? So it will take the instructions or input into an audio format and provide the output in the physical format. So these are all the examples of coding, and I hope now you are actually understanding why we need a coding. Yeah, right. Now let's talk about Python. Yeah, so Python is an interpreted high-level general purpose programming language. Heavy words, I agree, I mean I understand, and which you will come to know in the coming lectures, wherein we will be touch basing on each of these topics for these 4 Sundays. Yeah, so it was created by Guido van Rossum and was first released in 1991. So an interpreted language is a type of programming language for which most of its implementations execute instructions direct machine language instruction. So what does this mean, right? For example, most of the programming language are nowadays object oriented programming, plus are all those examples of object oriented programming language. Yeah. Now, what is the difference between Python, Java, and C? Right. When we talk about interpreted language in that respect, so what is the difference? So Python, you don't need a compiler. Okay. So whereas in a if you want to do a coding in Java, you have to first do a compiling. Then actually it gets into converted to bytecode, and then only you will be able to run that code which can be interpreted by a computer. So there is an additional step, whereas in Python you don't need to worry about it. It actually does the interpretation compilation in the backend, and you don't need actually a compiler separately. You don't need to run a compiling activity on your coding. Python interpreters are available for many operating systems. So be it your Windows, be it your Linux, Mac, or various flavors of Linux, understanding or be aware of that whether your Python will work or not. By default, Python will work. In most of the languages nowadays, or most of the operating system nowadays, are built with Python. So you don't need to install Python; it will be automatically installed as part of the operating system. So that's the beauty of Python, and that's the power of Python. Now let me talk about why it is named as Python. So Python's name is derived from the British comedy group Monty Python. Yeah. So we know that this was created by Guido van Rossum, and one of his favorite TV show during that time was Monty Python, which he was watching a lot, and that was the time when he was actually developing this programming language. So he named it as Monty Python. Yeah. Since 2003, Python has consistently ranked in top 10 most powerful programming language, and in 2008 Python 3 was released. Yeah. So that's the power of Python. Now I would actually also want to inform you guys that Python 3 is not backward compatible. For Python 3 is a major release, and before that it was 2.7. So release on Python like 2.7. After that there was no release with that particular code. So Python 3 is a major release, and whatever codes you are going to do on Python 3 will not work on Python 2.7. So that is something which you'll have to be aware of, because when you're writing a code, yeah, you have to be sure that you're writing the codes which can be run on Python 3.0. There are some changes between Python 2.7 and Python 3.0 coding technologies, encoding technologies. Okay, now let's move to the next one. Okay, so why only Python? We have so many programming language, right? Why only Python? We know it's we have programming language options like Java, C++, and other so many languages are there. So why only Python? Okay, the topmost reason is Python is incredibly easy to learn and use. Okay, you don't have to, you don't need a special technology or special algorithm to learn Python. Python is very easy to learn, and it's more like how you actually talk to one person to another person. So it is as easy as that. I mean, coding in Python is as easy as that. Okay, Python is open source, so that means Python is developed by a community. It's not by a single person. So the advantage is you will have hundreds of Python libraries available. Yeah? Since everyone is contributing to it, so you will have n number of libraries which are available, which you can import them in your code and make utilize of them for your complex programming. Yeah, Python is versatile, efficient, reliable, and has performance. So Python, you can run it anywhere, you can code anywhere, same code you can move it to any other machine, and you can run anywhere. Yes, and artificial intelligence, data science, robotics, all these are complicated technologies, but and make a significant developing those technologies. And Python even allows us to tie these pieces together and use. For example, you can use AI in robotics, and which makes robotics more user friendly. So here is a brief comparison of Python versus Java. Okay, as you can see, the red graph is Java and the blue one is Python, and this is the period of last 5 years. You can see how Java was leading. Because Java was also the concept of Java was that you can code once, run it on anywhere. You can run Java on your mobile phones, everywhere. You have web pages, any other applications, microwaves, all those things, right? But Python is slowly picking up. Okay, in fact, it has overtaken Java. The main difference is why it is actually making up is because, like Java, Python is also, you can run once and deploy anywhere. Yeah, you can write the code once and you can deploy it anywhere. But the beauty of Python is the coding is very simple. Okay, just need to know some basics, and coding is very simple. We will see that in some lectures today. Yeah, it's very simple. Okay, that's the beauty of Python and Java. Okay, now since we have done a lot of English, a lot of talks, let's go into more actions. Yeah, let's start with looking at how we can install Python. Okay, so for this I would open up my favorite browser. Yeah, let me open Chrome. Okay, now first I need to install Python, right? So first I have to download Python, and since I'm using a Windows machine, it's going to be Windows, but you will be surprised to know, for Linux it is like most of the versions are incorporated with Linux, so you don't have to install Python on that. You might have to run some updates for having Python. Okay, so I'll click on this first link, download Python. Yeah, and then I'll click on this link. That's the first thing. Yeah, download the latest version for Windows. I click on here, download Python 3.8.3. this is the latest version. Okay, so I'll save it on my downloads folder. Yeah, then I'll click on this one. It's already saved. Okay, this first thing that you have to make sure, there is small, it's not as a normal click next thing. It is there's a small change here. Okay, so you can click on install now here, which includes IDE, pip and documentation, but it's one thing which you have to make sure. Okay, you'll have to click on add Python 3.82 path. So what it does is it makes the Python codes which is going to have .py extension readily you can open those codes by double clicking on them. So that's the beauty of this, and I click on install now. So this is one of the important part which you'll have to make sure that you're checking out before installing Python. Yeah, now I'm ready. I can click on install now. I'll click on yes. so it's initializing. Let's give couple of minutes here. It is almost completing, so it's a small code actually. So our Python is done. Okay. Now I'll give it a moment here, so that if you guys are installing Python in the background, I'll give you a couple of moments for you to complete. Okay, I think we are done. So now I'll open the IDLE. Yeah, this is the one. I mean, this is your command line interface for Python application. Yeah, it's starting up. Okay, so great, we have installed Python shell, and now we are ready for coding. Great. So let's type our first code. Yeah, we'll say print hello smart juniors, welcome to 369 ProIT, and we're done with the code. And see, if I hit enter, there's the error. Why? Okay, I know why. Okay, so so as you can see, I mean, most of the errors which we'll get in Python is like self-explanatory. So as you can see, I mean, it says error name print is not defined. Now, why? What is the solution for this? Okay, the reason is we actually should be typing print in lowercase, yeah, and then okay, let's see if we are lucky this time. Hey, so we got our first code running. Great. Okay, so in case if you want to I mean, try it out, you can do it now, or if you want to do it later on at your own pace, don't worry, because this particular video will be is recorded, and you can access it whenever you want and as per your own convenience. So that's why we are recording this session. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Now let's try to break this up. What actually we did. Okay. As you can see, print. So with this, what we are doing is we are actually asking we are actually asking the computer to print on the screen whatever will be there in parentheses and quotes. Okay, so this is the print command. Okay, and this is the, I mean, when we start with this command, we will start with open and close braces, and then with double quotes. Yeah, so what will it will do, whatever is there in between these quotes, it will print as an output. Yeah, so this is our input. Okay, and what we got the output. This is our output. Yeah, let's try again. Print again, open brackets, yeah, quotes. Okay, hello there, today is beautiful day. And you can close it, yeah, and click on enter. See, as you can see, whatever is there was in between these codes, it has given as an output. Yeah. Now this is a different method also which you can get the output. What happens if I put, I can actually copy this here. What happens if I put, instead of double quotes, if I put a single quote? Yeah, as you can see, it is now a single quote. Yeah, what happens? Will we get the same output? What do you think, guys? Is it going to be same? Okay, let's see. Yes, it is going to be same, because it doesn't matter. I mean, if you are using a double quotes or a single quotes, there is a specific use when you should be using a double quote and a single quote. We will touch base on that in the coming lecture, but for now, for today, we are actually starting from zero. So I mean, for today, please remember that it doesn't matter whatever is there in single quote or double quotes, it has the ability to give an output of that on the computer screen. Yeah, right. Now let's see. This is a simple text, right? As I was saying earlier, it's plain English. Print what? Hello there, today is beautiful day. Or print, hello smart juniors, welcome to 369 ProIT. Yeah, so it's so simple. I mean, you can get the output. It's so simple. That's why Python is a language which is fast picking up, and people are adopting Python for complex technologies which are coming up going forward. Yeah. What about if I just put 2 into 3? What do you think, guys? I mean, 2 into 3, will it actually give any output? I have not given any print, I have not given any quotes, no brackets, nothing. Let me hit enter. Is 2 into 3 6? Really? So I didn't put any quotes, yeah, and still I got my output as 6. Or is it just by chance? Will it work if I make 47 plus 37 or 47 plus 7? Will it work? Yes, it is working. So 47 plus 7 is 54. That's nice going. Okay, how about 34 divided by 17? Okay, what do you think, guys? Will it work? Right? And all right, it's working. But if you see the output here, and output here, there would be a small difference. Again, we are going to touch base on this in the next lecture, but for now, I mean, we'll go in depth in the next lecture, but for now I'll explain you what is the difference. Yeah, so this one is an integer value because it is not having any decimals. This one is also an integer, but this one is float because it is 2.0. Yeah, so it has converted from the integer to a float. So that is why it is high level language. Yeah, so that is an example of high level language. Yeah. Okay, so this is the things actually I wanted to show you in the first video. Also, for the I mean, we can still continue with this one, but this with the command line interface, which is inbuilt with Python or Python shell, which we call it, you won't be able to do much complex programs, right? It is not convenient to write complex codes on this one, yeah. So what we can do is we can use some other stuffs like I would actually recommend installing Anaconda. Okay, so it is Anaconda download. Yeah, I'll click on that, and then I click on individual edition Anaconda. Yeah. So with this is your like a graphical user interface which uses Python in the backend, and by that you can actually install or configure or code complicated programs. Yeah, you have to scroll down a bit, and then you have to choose Anaconda based on your application or based on your operating system. Yeah. So for Windows, I'll use Python 3.7. This will work with the latest version of Python, and you can use it for if you're using Python 2.7, which I would say you should stop using it, because Python 2.7 is like discontinued, and Python 3.7 is the latest one. Same way with for Mac OS and for Linux. Yeah. So I'll click on this, and it will start downloading. Yeah. Okay, I've actually downloaded it. So what I'll do is I'll to save time, I'd already downloaded for before the start of the video. So okay, here it is. I can stop it, actually cancel the download because I already have it, and now I'm going to start installing it. Click on next. I agree. It is going to be used just by me, so I'll click on just by me is selected, and I click on next, and then I click on next again. Okay. Okay, I click on 3.7. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so that's fine. I can click on install now, so it will start installing. Let's give a couple of minutes for the installation to complete, and then we will look at how we can use Anaconda to start programming. Okay, so now installation is complete, so we can click on next, and we can uncheck it for now because we don't need this for now, and click on finish. Alright, so we have got the Anaconda right, and we can actually start using okay, so okay, let's try with Juniper notebooks. Okay, so this is our Jupyter notebook, right? This also we can, can be used for coding Python. So what we'll do is we'll click on new and Python 3. Okay, so it's actually creating an environment where actually I can start writing codes on Python. Okay, now let's try the examples which we did on the shell in the out here. Okay, will it work? Yeah, for the ease I'll just copy this and paste it here, Control V, and let's see if it is going to. Hooray! So we get the output here. Yeah, hello smart juniors, welcome to 369 ProIT. Great, it's working. Yeah, now let's see if 2 into 20. Oh, okay, sorry, I just gave the number and it has printed given the output at same number. So 2 into 20. Right, it's working. Yeah, now let's say A is equals to 20, B equals to 30, print A into B. What do you think, guys? Will it work? Let's check out. So 20 into 30 is 600, correct? And that's where we are. Yeah, so it's working. Great, that's actually great. So as you can see, it's very plain in simple English. A is equals to 20. We are telling the computer that A is equals to 20 and B is equals to 30. Print A into B. Now what happens if I do give me one moment, if I do print with quotes A into B? What happens? Okay, is it still going to print 600 or is it going to print something else? Let's check out. Why? Because it has printed as A into B, because we have put in the quotes. So what computer thinks is, computer has to print out whatever is there within the quotes. Yeah, so in this case it is A into B, so computer is printing out A into B. Yeah, but in the other case, in the previous case where it was print A star B, yeah, there it was without quotes and there the output was 600. So because it was without quotes, that's why it was able to print 600. Yeah? Okay, so this is the basic example which I wanted to touch base today. Basically we actually spoke about why we need to learn about coding. because we need to communicate with the computers and get some complex work done by the help of computers. So for that we need to know coding. And then we checked on why Python, what is the market share of Python, and how it is actually overcoming with the other programming language. And we looked on installing Python and then installing Anaconda. We actually ran some very basic commands on Python and Anaconda. Yeah, so that's actually what I wanted to touch base today. So let's see. So no, I don't see any questions as of now. So that's great because we actually touched on a very basic topic. So didn't expect any questions though. Anyways, great going, guys, and let's again touch base for the next class on next Sunday at same time. Till then, thank you all. Keep watching and keep learning. Thank you.